You have a daughter. I spent 5 minutes with her,
Mhm.
and she's 2, 3 year old.
Right.
And I realized that within that 5 minutes, even she knows what's right and what's wrong, and what's the right step to take, what's the wrong step to take. She's aware of those senses.
Right.
Even 2, 3 year old is aware of what's right and wrong, and they take a stand.
Mhm.
Why are these pathetic religion believers? They are aware that whatever is happening, whatever they're encountering within this earth, within the place they're living, it's wrongdoing, but they're just showing their behind and just ignoring it.
It's all ego. It's all they want to preserve their self-esteem, and they want to be in their comfort zone. If they come out of this comfort zone, the society, the fan following people will go against them, and they want to preserve this prestige. That's why they have been doing this wrong thing again and again and again, even though they know that's not right. They keep doing it. So like you said, even 3-4 years old baby is aware of what is right and what is wrong. And sometimes these religious people live their entire 100 years, and then they wouldn't get realized, saying, oh, at the end of the life, when they're in their deathbed, that's the time flashback happens.
Okay.
Why you would want to wait 100 years in your deathbed to get realized, instead of now living in the moment and then be the way you are. See, these people are so driven by religious fact. That's why I would urge them to find globally accepted way of self-realizations, self-awareness, and become aware of our surroundings.
Okay. And like one thing that never made sense to me is that we have pets as cats and dogs in this country, right? We've been living here for 10, 15 years, and we have a special connection with them because they're living with us.
Right.
Animals have emotion. That's fair to say, because dogs are cats and they fall in the animal category, right? That's fair to say.
Right.
So in that same sense, I realized that big festivals in our Hinduism culture comes, celebration happens. I think last year I encountered where there were 500 goats that was sacrificed in name of religion and in name of God.
See, that's the pathetic way to judge animals and creatures. Very illiterate way. If you are praying to cow, how is goat different than a cow?
Right. It's
Cow produces milk. It helps nurturing your baby in case your mother cannot breastfeed a baby. We have enough scientific research that goat milk is way nutritious than cow milk, right? So goat also produces the milk. Okay, that's fine. Now the argument comes. Okay, cow is a vegetarian. Cow doesn't eat any other things. Goat doesn't eat any other things too. Goat is also vegetarian. What's the difference? Similarly, in Western culture, dog is their pet. In other cultures, those people are eating dogs. Just like that. The Hinduism should never be offended for killing cows by other people. If you, as a Hinduism, aren't well educated enough to know and feel the pain and suffering of another creature, and you are killing other animals, just preserving your one cow and other, few animals, then that's an uneducated way to approach. That's not a literacy. That's a lack of knowledge. So basically, it all comes down to ethical and unethical. Which is ethical to do it, which is unethical to do it. Human beings are well educated. They have intellect, but the one silly mistake that they have been doing in their entire life is not trying to understand the pain and suffering that animal feels. And even we have enough scientific research that we have a lot of animal extinct. So eventually there will be extinction, and then we'll be left out. So unless you have a feeling inner nature, your inner nature, something within us is always there. If you have a love and affection to the cow, if you cannot generate the same love and affection to other animals, then you're not a human being, basically, right? Because you are dividing the animals. Forget about dividing human beings through religious means. See, something within you is already trying to know that the animal have feelings, but you're only doing that to your preserved animal, to your own animal. Why can't you just accept everything the way it is and try to be aware of the surrounding? If you can't meditate, if you can't do yogas or things like that, a simple self-awareness can help you to take you into that step closer, one step closer. So that's the good way to approach. If we cannot feel the pain, and so animal cannot tell you that they're in pain, but their tears do tell you, right? If your baby cries, let's say if your baby just tears down without even making any sound, you feel that compassion, right? You see that animal tearing down, you don't have the same compassion.
Nothing. It's like
because you're attached, right? And when it comes to so let's say your loved one dies. After 3 hours, some miracle happened, and if that loved one, wakes up, instantly you think that's a ghost, and then you start throwing stones and you start killing them. See, your attachment to physical is that you can't even take your loved one who you used to love and share your life if after 3 hours.
So that's how much we are affected by the society thought process that we've been living in for generation and generation, when that is not the truth behind it.
Absolutely. See, the religious teachers are sharing one type of knowledge, but they do not act on it. They do not urge the followers to act on it. The newer generation needs a scientific facts to prove it. Our religious teachers are not scientifically educated, so they aren't able to satisfy their curiosities. So you have been curious for quite some time now, and you have been trying to get out of this comfort zone because you have been told one thing by one religious teacher, another thing by another religious teacher, and they have been doing this, like you said, ritual marriage. The Eastern culture is adopting, trying to be westernized, and then this is coming up as a show off. Whose wedding is better. It's kind of show off. Similarly, in the same Hinduism, one religious teacher fighting with another religious teacher. One denomination is fighting with another denomination. So there's a quarrel between them. See, they cannot come out of this, unless, I need to break this. I want to live the way it is, and then, even if I die, and if there is a God out there counting my sins or anything like that, I want to be confidently tell God, saying, okay, God, I did not live the way the community perceived, community chose me to. I choose my own way because I was unsatisfied because of the cruelty that the community religious teachers are producing to the mass followers.